Over the last couple of days, I've been pondering a really, well, what I think is a really significant question. This isn't kind of like my normal YouTube video, but it is something that I find relevant because it it lends itself to that notion that there needs to be some understanding as to why is humankind so cruel. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've been trying to work out. So I've come up with this following idea, and it is, why do dictators torture their people? Why do terrorists kill innocents? Why do prisons abuse the powerless? And why do politicians seem to despise their opposition? It's a question as old as civilization, and unfortunately, it is just as relevant today. So I'm going to do what I can to explore this issue with you. So welcome back to the Tony Tonkin Show. So today we're diving deep into one of humanity's most troubling questions, our capacity for cruelty. Because let's face it, cruelty is everywhere, from the halls of power to the cages of prisons, from extreme ideology to the nastiness of everyday politics. But here's the kicker, folks. Cruelty isn't just about evil individuals. It's about systems, fears, and the very wiring of human nature itself. So let's start initially with power. Dictators don't rule with kindness, they rule with fear. Cruelty is their business model. Torture chambers, secret police, crackdowns, these are no accidents. They are strategies used by these people. As the saying goes, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when you give someone unchecked power, cruelty becomes the quickest way to keep everyone else in line. We see that everywhere, and we see that particularly even in the United States at the moment. And secondly, cruelty often begins with dehumanization. There's some easy and simple examples around that. So we need to think about perhaps the Nazis didn't just kill Jews, they first called them rats. Colonisers called indigenous people savages. Terrorists today call their opponents infidels. Once you convince yourself that another human being is less than human, cruelty no longer feels cruel, it feels justified. It feels like you're stepping on a cockroach, not ending a life. Third reason, cruelty grows out of fear. Politicians often stoke fear of migrants, minorities, or political opponents, not because they actually believe the nonsense they spout, but because fear wins votes. And we certainly see a lot of that in our politics today. Terrorists have the same story. They see themselves as defending against an existential threat. Twisted logic, yes, but from fear comes hatred. And from hatred comes cruelty. Now here's the ugly truth. Cruelty isn't always personal. Sometimes, and I find this painful to say, but sometimes it's institutional. Prisons, armies, even schools and bureaucracies, they can normalise cruelty. Guards follow procedures. Soldiers just take orders. Civil servants deny welfare payments with a click of a mouse. Ordinary people, who might never dream of being cruel in their private lives, become agents of cruelty because the system rewards it, or at very least, it excuses it. So let's look at the dark side of human nature. And then, because this brings us to where human nature exists for all of us. We are capable of incredible empathy, compassion and love. But evolution also wired us for tribalism, competition and violence. We're social animals, yes, but we're also territorial animals. In times of abundance, compassion thrives. In times of scarcity or fear, cruelty rises to the surface. Civilization is, in many ways, the ongoing battle between these two sides of ourselves. But is there any hope in any of this? I guess this is where I want to leave you, because I don't think it's all bleak. For every dictator, there are resistors. For every abuser, there are whistleblowers. For every terrorist, there are peace builders. And yes, for every politician spewing hate, there are others quietly building bridges. Cruelty is part of our story, but so is compassion. And history shows us something remarkable. Cruelty burns fast, but compassion burns long. Empires of cruelty collapse. Movements of compassion endure. So the question isn't just, why is humankind so cruel? The real question is, which side of our nature do we choose to nurture? And that choice, yours, mine, ours, might just be the most important political act of all. So everybody, I hope it was different, but it's something I've been thinking about. So thanks for watching the Tony Tompkins Show. If you found this useful or at least thought-provoking, hit like, share, and share it around and subscribe to it and all that stuff. Let's keep asking the hard questions and let's keep speaking truth, even when cruelty tries to silence it. See you next time.